Augray was primarily set up with the intent to do one thing and one thing only, which is to become the Google of experiential travel. With the advent of the millennials, experience has become more or less a raison d'etre for people to essentially go out and explore new places. In the traveler life cycle, what used to be earlier the decision-making process was primarily around information that was available through TripAdvisor and other public domain media that was available. But now people essentially want to have a look at how best a place looks like through virtual reality or augmented reality or other means, which gives them an immersive experiential feeling. With that intent, Augray essentially decided to create a platform that would not only enable augmented reality, virtual reality and mixed reality on the same platform, it also ensured that it created an ecosystem of merchants using a hyperlocal engine with the ability to geofence specific locations, and by integrating that to a coupon and promotion system as well. If I were to essentially look at the growth of Augray, Augray started off much like any other startup would have started off, bootstrapped by two people. Primarily a subsidiary of Wisdom Infotech, which is based out of Milwaukee in Kansas. The chief technology architect being Suresh Tangavel, a fairly renowned IT architect. It is his vision which essentially enabled the creation of Augray as we see it today. When the rest of the world was primarily focusing on creating hardware that would enable virtual reality, we decided to focus on the software part of it. And that is the reason why we felt that rather than compete head-to-head against the likes of, let's say, a HoloLens by Microsoft or an Oculus Rift by Facebook, we said we essentially have to be in a situation where we work irrespective of what is the hardware that is being used. And that's the reason why we decided that it had to be necessarily the mobile phone, which should be the enabler in as far as VR and AR is concerned. Having said that, we work on any platform, right from Google Cardboard through to Oculus Rift or the HoloLens as and when it comes out. The reason why we decided that we would essentially be available on both the Android and the Apple platform was very simply because, well, those are the two most advanced platforms that currently are available for mobile phones. And today, let's face the fact that the mobile phone is so ubiquitous that it's essentially become an extended part of the human anatomy, and without which most of us find it difficult to survive. As Augray, we have offices in India. Our development centers are in India, primarily out of Chennai and in Bangalore. We have sales offices in Mumbai and in Delhi. We are headquartered in Milwaukee, Kansas. As you can see here, this is our Middle East partner, Neuron Systems. They take care of our interests in the Middle East and North Africa region. Neuron obviously has lots of experience in this particular space. For the last 19 to 20 years, they have been around, catering primarily to the tourism sector and the hotel sector in the Middle East and North African region. Lots of domain expertise, and they are currently talking to and or working with multiple hotels and the tourism authorities of Ras Al Khaimah and Abu Dhabi to see if Augray can essentially be implemented in these tourism authorities as well. We have seen significant growth as a company largely in India and the United States, and to a certain extent in Asia Pacific as well, where we have another partner who takes care of our Asia Pacific relations with customers. In India, we are very lucky to have had customers like Coke, the Tamra Resort, Club Mahindras of the world, the Taj Hotels and Resorts. The Leela is a customer. From a government perspective, the government of Bihar, Department of Tourism is a customer. The government of Kerala, God's own country, is a customer. And we are also in talks with the Incredible India campaign or the government of India to try and make Augray the preferred interactive platform for any person entering India from any gateway airport. All they have to do is have Augray on their phone, and it gives them a VR AR experience of all the 31 circuits that have been identified by the government of India. Currently, we are doing this incrementally by working with the various departments of tourism that exist at the state level. We are now trying to aggregate that and take it up to the next level, which is at the Incredible India tourism level. In the United States, we have worked extensively with governments and museums. We are very happy to say that the Milwaukee Natural History Museum is being completely AR enabled by us. The future, well, we see enormous potential in as far as augmented reality and virtual reality is concerned. We see a tapering off in as far as virtual reality is concerned because, well, at the end of the day, let's face it, the hardware is a bit bulky, and human beings take a fairly long time to adapt and adopt to newer things. But we do see augmented reality as being the wave of the future. Now, having said that, let me also show you, for example, what exactly a very small demo that I can show you. I have Augray here, and as you can see, this particular poster, which is Crave, one of the products that is on offer by our partner, all it requires is a scan of that particular poster, and it invokes content specific to Crave. Now, the good thing about this particular thing is this particular poster can be reused anywhere, and all it requires is Augray for it to identify what it is, and the content can be changed anytime, anywhere for that upload to happen. So you do invariably end up gaining your ROI on marketing collateral much faster, because you're not necessarily reinventing the wheel every time. The same thing if you look at all the posters around you, everything from Triple Play to Augray to AEI to Video Tree, all of these. This entire booth is currently AR and VR enabled. We have a fantastic team, as you can see, multiple people, everybody from SAT, Wave. The team does a fantastic job of taking forth the message of what augmented reality is and virtual reality.